Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. Hey, welcome to another Open That Book. Today we're going to look at CAPCOM Design Works. Why did I pick this book? I looked at my shelf and I went like, man, if you're going to open books, why not go back to the beginning for myself, at least, of what I would consider like rare books, meaning that at the time, this wasn't something that you could just go pick up anywhere. So you had to put a little work in. You had to do the work to get a book like this. One, you needed to have a cool friend that would turn you on to it. So I could check that box. Someone at Wildstorm had it. I'm gonna guess, honestly, if I were to guess, I'm gonna say that it was probably Alan M., Edwin Rosell, Michael Lopez. Those guys were really into this stuff. Maybe Pop Man, someone like that. I think they all had it, and so as an intern, when I got there, I was immediately being exposed to like all these like quote unquote cool books. So we all worked in this area of Wildstorm called the Pit, and yeah. So I thought this is I think a really good starting place for me, because I can kind of not necessarily go in chronological order through my collection, but we can check things out. So what I'm going to do is this book is actually cracked. I noticed when I opened it today that the whatever you want to call it, like this had split, which is unfortunate, but it is an old book, and you know, sometimes the glue on these books isn't so great. So what we're going to do, we're going to start here, because the first half of the book tends to want to keep opening, and there's a lot of really good art. So I'm going to kind of hold the book and we can sort of like scan images. So lots of people's favorite artists in here. I don't think if I put the light on, I think it'll have too much of a glare. This paper is a little bit glossy, so it makes it tricky. I mean, there's definitely, like I said in yesterday's video, a bit of a challenge to do some of these Open That books. But this is a fairly big book. I'm going to say it's probably close to 200 pages worth of art. If you don't have it, I would highly recommend it. I have no idea how much these cost now. But you know, it would be worth looking into, especially if you're a fan of it. When I first got this, I remember going like, this is amazing, because it seemed like it was all these ideas that were fresh and that you could kind of pull from and not get immediately dinged for like, oh, that's the layout of this. I mean, as more people knew it than you think. But stuff like this, where you would just see pages of poses and you would go, oh man, like this is a wealth of ideas. Granted, I wasn't penciling at the time, but I still knew the inherent possibilities of something like this. I mean, oh, it's so good. Every time I see this book too, I immediately want to like draw this stuff. So funny, but it's so cool looking. And I had mentioned yesterday, so one of the new video, I don't know if I'd call it a series, but videos that I do want to do is I really do want to do some of those influence chains. Oh, I've got an actually really cool thing to tell you guys too. This was crazy. But anyway, yeah, so if you have any ideas, like say like Joe Madureira, Bengus, and then maybe a comic book influence that Joe had. And then what we'll do is we'll start the video with someone outside of comics. So an illustrator, or, you know, maybe game design artist. Then we'll look at maybe a comic book influence, like say like Arthur Adams or whatever it would be. And then we'll look at Joe. So it'll be like kind of 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and we'll knock out some hour videos. But anyway, so this was really crazy. I was working yesterday, being good and committed to the cause, and I got a text and I heard it and I was like, you know, I'll check later. I'm working. So I don't know, like a few minutes later, I grabbed my phone when I was kind of finished with whatever I was working on. You know, when you're drawing, God, this sucks. This book is falling apart. And so it was an instant message from Brian Boland out of the blue. I don't know him. I'd never have met him. I was tripping out, and he wrote me and he's like, hey, I saw your video and I really liked it and I want to say thank you. And he goes, there was a couple of things you got wrong, and he explained to me like the process of how he did them. And I said, well, look, I go, why don't you come on my channel and let's talk? And so we started chatting, and he was not familiar with my work at all. It didn't sound like. And so, I sent him some of my black drawings, and I said, like, I go, I'm penciling now, I go, but this is some illustration work that I did when I was trying to break into comics, that failed miserably to, like, get any kind of, traction going. And he loved them. He thought they were great. And he was like, man, he's like, I thought I was obsessive. So it was very, very cool. I'm going to write him today, off of Facebook, and try to set something up with him. But my idea that I'm going to pitch to him is I actually want to have him come on and not so much do an interview with him, because I know he's done a few interviews. He even mentioned that he had done like 2 interviews recently. I saw one on KFAB. I haven't listened to it yet, but I want to have him on and actually just look at art with him, some of his favorite artists, and really just have kind of a geeky time, enjoying artwork with him. And then, obviously, picking his brain about like how he learned and things like that, but a very, very different angle on a hang with him. So hopefully he's into it. I mean, I'm more than willing to want to promote anything he's working on, or if there's anything that he wants to talk about. But I figure if he's done a 2.5-hour interview already, probably most of the comic book stories are out. But what wouldn't be out is some classic illustrator that he was into, or some comic book artist, and we look at that art together, and he tells us what he sees. What does he like about it? What did he learn from it? How did he learn? All that stuff. The stuff we want to know. Look at this piece, is great. So, all right, let's get back to the Capcom book. But that was very exciting. I'm telling you, I don't get a lot of stuff like that happening to me. I'm just a regular dude. What's the saying? I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everyone else. Just when my pants are on, then I do awesome things. I'm trying to get this at a good angle. I'm trying a different position of where I've mounted the camera holder, but I have to hold the book up. So it's like, it just doesn't work. Like if I set it down, it's nice, but you don't get that zoom in factor. I love this Pharaoh character down here in the corner. So good. So good. Oh my God, this is a great page of stuff. So I'm trying not to make these videos too long. I've done a deep dive on Capcom and covered these books in greater depth, I'm sure. I would say I've probably looked at these books at least a few times. So you could definitely find more. And, this is what I recommend to people. Please, by all means, always, if you have a suggestion or an idea when you watch a video, let me know. Because, sometimes I fast track them. Someone gives me a really good idea, I'm on it. And it'll immediately be a video like the next day. Other times, maybe I don't have access to the files. But it always is interesting to see what people would like to see. So your opinion does matter. It does matter. This is like a Battle Chasers piece, just with different characters. Isn't it? It's funny, like the layout is very like Madeira. I'll kind of pull out so I can see the whole thing. But yeah, these books are just a wealth of ideas. All these pages with the designs are just so cool. Sorry, trying to avoid glare. But anyway, I had so much fun doing the video yesterday. I was like excited to come back. It felt good. It felt like I don't know, like the right thing to do. Sometimes you just know you got to go with your instincts. But yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. And I think this is a nice way to start the morning. Take a few minutes, enjoy a little bit of art, and get to work, Right now I draw about 10 hours. I would say it's probably 8 to 10 hours. I started working on some design sketches for some stuff that I needed to do. That was pretty fun. It took longer than I thought. It was interesting because normally like something like that would be fast, but it was like I had to switch gears like mentally. So I got done kind of what I thought that I would. It actually took a whole hour to do exactly what I thought it, which was kind of like, I'll be able to do a few of these. I was wrong, but I was right also. Oh man, this book is totally falling apart. What the hell? Dude, what's crazy about this is the last time that I looked at this book, it was not like this. So this actually just happened sitting on the shelf. The glue finally gave. It had a lifespan apparently. I like this a lot. But yeah, that's a bummer. If it's cheap, I might someday pick up another one. I wouldn't spend a ton on it since I already have it, but oh my god, it's so good. Like I said, I've been getting into Captain Harlock. That's the one comic book that I've actually been kind of looking at a little bit. I haven't looked at it in a few nights, but I was spending a little bit of time kind of checking out the what's it called? Intergalactic. It's a 4-part series, so it's not the older one. It's a more recent one. Intergalactic Voyage, maybe something like that. I'm sorry, I could interdimensional Voyage, I think is what it's called. It's cool though. Oh my gosh, I really like the art a lot. Like I said, it may not like impress you. I just think that there's a lot of really, really cool stuff in it. Marvel. I actually got a royalty check from Marvel not too long ago. I was trying to think, I've done less than 20 pieces for Marvel my whole life. But amazingly enough, I do still get very small royalty checks from them. This one was surprisingly bigger than usual. I'll tell you, normally my royalty checks from Marvel are like $6 or $7. But again, that sounds really low, but it's like, I don't even know what the money is actually from. It must be from, I did a cover for Children's Crusade with Jimmy Chung. It's the only thing I can picture that it must have been. But this time it was $13. So it actually doubled, which is really weird because I did that piece, I don't even know, 15 years ago. But I still get little checks. So they bought me a few days worth of coffee. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up. You guys have a great day. This is fun. I'll show you the cover as we go away. And like I said, I'm sad. My book is busting apart at the seams. You know, honestly, though, I will say I've probably had this book for about 24 years. So all things considered, it's been a trooper. But yeah, so Capcom Design Works. I can't remember if this is the first Capcom book I got or the second. There's two kind of main ones that sort of I always felt were like companion books. So, all right, you guys have a great day. I love you all. Please do remember to smash the like, hit the notification bell. I mean, it's all the stuff that all the YouTubers tell you, but it genuinely does help our channels. And if you like what we do, you know, it just helps us be able to justify the time that you spend doing them. So, all right, have a great day. I'll talk to you very soon. I may do another one of these tomorrow. They're short, so it's easy for me to do. But, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.